Brandy welcomes you to Alex Cardinale Entertainment. Say hello, Brandy. Happy Thanksgiving, everyone. Welcome to a very special presentation of Alex Cardinale Entertainment.
This Thanksgiving, we celebrate connection, gratitude, and the beauty of giving. Thank you for being part of our journey.
Welcome to Keeping It Real with Alex Cardinale. Join us for a talk show like no other where the boundaries are limitless. Hosted by the dynamic and unfiltered Alex Cardinale, this is the place where anything and everything goes. What to expect? Controversial topics. Dive into discussions on current events, politics, tragedy, and more. Unfiltered opinions. Experience Alex's unique perspective on the world around us. Engage with us. We welcome your thoughts. Share your opinions in the comments and engage with our vibrant community. Why tune in? Diverse conversations. From history to the latest headlines, no subject is off limits. Authentic insights. Hear Alex's real feelings and get ready to think differently. Interactive experience. Hit that like button and let your voice be heard. Presented by Alex Cardinale Entertainment. This is more than just a talk show. It's a place for open dialogue and fearless exploration. Don't miss out. Tune in and keep it real with us. Enjoy the show.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Keeping It Real with me, Alex Cardinale. You know, this past September, we lost a true American, somebody who embodied the freedom of America and somebody who loved America. This past September, we lost Charlie Kirk. Now, Charlie Kirk was someone who was instrumental in politics here in the United States of America. Sure, Charlie Kirk was kind of controversial, but he was someone that loved America and often held a lot of debates, which allowed his opponents to speak with him and debate him, which is something that I have a lot of respect for. Now, earlier this September, Charlie Kirk was assassinated by a young man whose other half was a trans woman, which means that it was a tranny, a biological male playing as a female, which is just disgusting. But whatever Charlie Kirk's opinions were, whatever his political beliefs were, it's not a reason for someone to be killed. Charlie Kirk was a father and a young man, and it's devastating what happened to Charlie Kirk this past September. You know, I go online and I see a lot of people commenting on the assassination of Charlie Kirk, and a lot of Democrats are celebrating his death as like a victory. It is shocking, ladies and gentlemen. A death is a death, and at the end of the day, a human life is a human life, and it does not deserve to be ended, whether you believe in someone's political views or not. Now, I've always known that Democrats are the most vile people. They're not the most intelligent. They are absolutely disgusting. But what the assassination of Charlie Kirk did is prove that they all are idiotic people. But like I said, this is Keeping It Real with me, Alex Cardinale, where I'm going to keep it 100 with you and give you my honest thoughts. So tonight on Keeping It Real, we're going to talk about Charlie Kirk. This is going to be a Charlie Kirk memorial type show where I'm going to tell you who Charlie Kirk was, and we're also going to talk about the assassination of Charlie Kirk. So, by all means, go ahead and post your thoughts in the comments on Charlie Kirk and the assassination of Charlie Kirk. Let's go ahead and get this show started, and let's start by talking about who was Charlie Kirk. Now, Charlie Kirk was a prominent American conservative activist and commentator known for his work in the political arena, particularly amongst younger audiences. He gained national recognition through his efforts to promote conservative values and engage with young people on political issues. He was born on October 14th, 1993, in Arlington Heights, Illinois. He was the same age as I am. Charlie Kirk grew up in a suburban environment. He developed an interest in politics during his high school years and became involved in political activism. Charlie Kirk briefly attended Harper College, but left to focus on his burgeoning career in political activism. Career and achievements. Charlie Kirk was the founder of Turning Point USA. In 2012, at the age of 18, Charlie Kirk founded Turning Point USA, a nonprofit organization that aims to promote conservative values on high school and college campuses. The organization hosts conferences, creates educational resources, and engages in political advocacy to influence young voters. Charlie Kirk had become a well known figure in conservative media. He frequently appears on television networks like Fox News and writes opinion pieces for various publications. Kirk is also active on social media platforms where he shares commentary and engages with followers on political issues. Charlie Kirk is the author of several books, including Campus Battlefield: How Conservatives Can Win the Battle on Campus and Why It Matters. As a public speaker, he has delivered speeches at numerous events, including the Conservative Political Action Conference, where he addresses issues such as free speech, capitalism, and the role of government. Charlie Kirk's work has had a significant impact on conservative activism, particularly amongst young people. His efforts to mobilize young voters and influence political discourse have made him a notable figure in American politics. While his views and methods have sparked debate and controversy, Charles Kirk continues to be a prominent voice within the conservative movement. So that is who Charlie Kirk is. He is a conservative politic speaker who unfortunately died at the young age of 31 years old. He didn't even have the chance to celebrate his 32nd birthday. How unfortunate. All right, so now we're going to find out what impact did Charlie Kirk have on the United States of America. What impact has Charlie Kirk had on America? Well, his influence on American society is multifaceted and can be observed through several key areas: political activism and youth engagement. One of the most significant impacts Charlie Kirk has had is his ability to engage and mobilize young people within the conservative movement. Through Turning Point USA, Charlie Kirk has created a platform that encourages political discourse among students, providing them with resources and support to advocate for conservative principles on college campuses. This has contributed to a more balanced political dialogue in educational institutions traditionally dominated by liberal ideologies. Media presence and social media influence. Charlie Kirk's media presence, particularly on social media, has amplified his influence across the nation. With millions of followers on platforms like X, aka Twitter, and Instagram, Charlie has effectively utilized these channels to spread conservative ideas, critique liberal policies, and engage in political debates. His ability to reach a vast audience has helped shape public opinion and mobilize support for conservative causes. Educational initiatives. Through Turning Point USA, Charlie Kirk has various educational initiatives, such as the Young Women's Leadership Summit and the Student Action Summit. These events provide students with opportunities to network, learn from prominent conservative figures, and develop leadership skills. By fostering a new generation of conservative leaders, Charlie Kirk shaped the future political landscape of America. And that is the impact that he's had on America. But he's also a very polar figure, and he's also a very controversial figure. But what successful person is not controversial? A lot of people who are successful can be controversial because when you're in the public eye and you're a person that is famous or infamous for various reasons, there's going to be people that disagree with you. So a lot of successful people are controversial. So Charlie Kirk's outspoken nature and controversial statements have also contributed to the polarization of American politics. Critics argue that his rhetoric sometimes exacerbates divisions within the country, particularly on issues such as immigration and social justice. Now, I, Alex Cardinale, am not a big politic guy. I don't follow politics much, but even I, as a person who was born and raised here in the United States of America, I think immigration is wrong. I definitely do not support immigration. We've got veterans who fought in wars. We've got people who are born in the United States of America are struggling. The last thing we need to do is let people from other countries, third world countries, come in here and get benefits when we got veterans who are struggling. But that is just my personal opinion. I am with Charlie Kirk on the immigration. That is horrible. Now, this polarization can lead to heightened tendencies, or excuse me, heightened tensions and challenges in finding common ground between differing political ideologies. Advocacy for free speech. A significant aspect of Charlie Kirk's impact is his staunch advocacy for free speech. He has been a vocal opponent of what he perceives as censorship on college campuses, often highlighting instances where conservative voices are suppressed. His efforts have brought attention to the importance of preserving free speech rights, fostering a more open and inclusive environment for political discourse. Economic conservatism. He promoted economic conservatism, advocating for policies that emphasize free markets, limited government intervention, and fiscal responsibility. His influence can be seen in the growing number of young Americans who support these economic principles, potentially shaping future policy decisions and political platforms. So, in conclusion, as you just heard, Charlie Kirk has had a significant impact on America by engaging young conservatives, fostering political discourse, and advocating for free speech and economic conservatism. While his influence has been substantial, it has also contributed to the polarization of political dialogue, reflecting the broader challenges facing American society today. And that is the impact Charlie Kirk has had in his 31 years of life here in the United States of America. Well, coming up next here on Keeping It Real with Dallas Cardinale, we're going to talk about the company that Charlie Kirk founded. We're going to talk about Turning Point USA right here on Keeping It Real with Dallas Cardinale. But right now, I want to invite you to my flagship program, Saturday with Dallas Cardinale. And this Saturday is the final Saturday before Thanksgiving, and it is the fourth annual Thankful Saturday with Dallas Cardinale. On the next Saturday with Dallas Cardinale, we take one final step on the road to Thanksgiving. The next Saturday with Dallas Cardinale is Thankful Saturday with Dallas Cardinale. It is the final Saturday before Thanksgiving. And this year's Thankful Saturday with Dallas Cardinale airs live Saturday, November 22nd, 2025, 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific. And I've got a loaded show coming your way. Don't miss our incredible new segments, including This Saturday in History, Two Truths and a Lie, and more. Plus, in the hot seat will be Tom the Talking Turkey. Chef Alex will have turkey preparation tips, Thanksgiving dessert and side dish ideas. Plus, learn about the swan as the animal of the world. Aqua Alex's featured fish will be the long-nosed hawkfish. Learn about the Antonetta lionfish as our Thanksgiving featured fish. Plus, learn about the history of Thanksgiving, Seagrass Farms featured fish, and more. Thankful Saturday with Dallas Cardinale, airing live Saturday, November 22nd, 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 Pacific, YouTube channel Alice Cardinale Entertainment, and Instagram. Happy Thanksgiving, and happy to be thankful for Saturdays. All right, right now let's talk about the company Charlie Kirk founded, Turning Point USA. What is Turning Point USA? Well, Turning Point USA is a nonprofit organization in the United States that was founded in 2012 by Charlie Kirk. This organization is known for its focus on promoting conservative values and free market principles among young people, particularly college and high school students. Here are some key aspects of Turning Point USA. Turning Point USA's mission is to identify, educate, train, and organize students to promote the principles of fiscal responsibility, free markets, and limited government. The organization aims to equip young people with the tools and knowledge needed to advocate for conservative policies and to challenge progressive ideologies on campuses across the nation. Activities and initiatives. Turning Point USA engages in various activities and initiatives to achieve its mission. Campus chapters. Turning Point USA has established a network of chapters at high schools and colleges, providing a platform for students to engage in political discussions and activism. Conferences and events. The organization hosts several high-profile events and conferences each year, such as the Student Action Summit and the Young Women's Leadership Summit, which feature prominent conservative speakers and provide networking opportunities for attendees. Educational resources. Turning Point USA offers educational materials and resources such as workshops, seminars, and publications to inform students about conservative principles and policies. Notable campaigns. Turning Point USA is known for its proactive and sometimes controversial campaigns aimed at raising awareness and sparking debate on political issues. Some of its notable campaigns include Big Government Sucks. This initiative highlights the perceived overreach of government regulations and advocates for individual liberties and smaller government. Campus Clash, a speaking tour that brings conservative voices to college campuses, often generating significant media attention and sometimes protest. Criticism and controversy. Turning Point USA has faced criticism and controversy over the years. Critics argue that some of its tactics and messaging are decisive or inflammatory. There have been accusations of misconduct within the organization, which Turning Point USA has addressed through internal reviews and policy changes. Despite the controversies, Turning Point USA remains influential in conservative circles, particularly among younger demographics, and continues to play a significant role in shaping political discourse on campuses across the United States of America. So, Turning Point USA is a company that Charlie Kirk and Erica Kirk founded in 2012. So Turning Point USA actually a very good idea in my personal opinion. Coming up next on this edition of Keeping It Real with Alex Cardinale, we're going to talk about the causes that Charlie Kirk believed in. What causes did Charlie Kirk believe in? Find out next. But right now, I want to invite you to a show that is kicking off the inaugural Viewer Appreciation Week. It is the new Thanksgiving week tradition. Viewer Appreciation live streaming is taking place this Tuesday. Alex Cardinale here, host and CEO of Alex Cardinale Entertainment YouTube channel, inviting you to the new Thanksgiving week tradition, Alex Cardinale Viewer Appreciation, airing Tuesday, November 25th, 2025, 10 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Pacific. On the Viewer Appreciation Special live stream, it is for you, the viewers. I am very grateful for all of you. I have some amazing viewers. On Tuesday, November 25th, 2025, I have a very special live stream planned. You're going to relive some of my most epic guest interviews over 2025. You're going to see some of my best videos from 2025, some of my best videos that I filmed in 2025. Plus, I got some awesome shout outs for some legendary people. And I'm going to reveal the nominees for the best of 2025. All that and more on the Viewer Appreciation Special, taking place Thanksgiving week, Tuesday, November 25th, 10 p.m. Eastern, 7 Pacific, right here on Alex Cardinale Entertainment YouTube channel. Alright, so here are the causes that Charlie Kirk believed in. Now, Charlie Kirk was the advocate for free market capitalism. He believed that a free market economy is integral to fostering innovation, entrepreneurship, and economic growth. Through Turning Point USA, he promotes the idea that capitalism is the most effective system for reducing poverty and increasing prosperity. He supports the concept of limited government, asserting that government intervention should be minimal to allow individuals the freedom to pursue their own path. He argues that government overreach can stifle personal liberties and economic potential. Constitutional conservatism. He was a proponent of constitutional conservatism, emphasizing the importance of adhering to the U.S. Constitution. He believes in the preservation of the constitutional principles of individual rights, separation of powers, and checks and balances as fundamental to maintaining a free society. I agree with Charlie Kirk on that. Free speech and academic freedom. He was a vocal defender of free speech, particularly in academic settings. He often speaks out against what he sees as censorship and political correctness on college campuses. His organization, Turning Point USA, works to protect the right of students to express conservative viewpoints without fear of retribution or censorship. National sovereignty and security. He also emphasized the importance of national sovereignty and securing the nation's borders. He supports policies that prioritize the safety and security of the United States, advocating for strong immigration controls and a robust national defense. Second Amendment rights. He was a firm believer in the Second Amendment. He supports the right to bear arms, as do I. He argues that this right is essential for self defense and a safeguard against tyranny. I agree. All Americans that have guns have the right to bear arms. You have to have guns these days to protect yourself from people breaking in your house or even another mass shooting incident. Let's say, God forbid, we're all in a mall or a movie theater or something and a mass shooting breaks out. Well, you got a gun to protect yourself. So I definitely support the right to bear arms, just like Charlie Kirk did. Pro-life advocacy. Charlie Kirk is a vocal advocate for pro-life policies. He believes in protecting the rights of the unborn and often speaks against abortion, supporting legislation that restricts it. Education reform. He calls for reform in the education system, criticizing what he perceives as leftist indoctrination in schools. He supports school choice and policies that give parents more control over their children's education. I definitely agree with that as well. Through his speeches, writings, and the activities of Turning Point USA, Charlie Kirk continues to influence and mobilize young conservatives across the United States, championing these causes and beliefs. And that is the causes that Charlie Kirk believed in. Now, one popular topic in this day and age is the LGBTQ community. So, how was Charlie's opinion on the LGBTQ community? Let's find out right now. So, Charlie Kirk has expressed skepticism towards certain aspect of lesbian, gays, bisexual, trans, and queer rights, particularly when they intersect with religious freedoms and traditional family values. He often argues for the importance of religious liberty and has voiced concerns about policies that, in his view, could infringe upon these freedoms. Same sex marriage. Charlie Kirk has generally maintained a traditional view on marriage, supporting the idea that marriage should be between one man and one woman. He has expressed concerns about the impact of redefining marriage on society, though he recognizes the legality of same sex marriage following the Supreme Court decision in Obergefell versus Hodges. Transgender issues. Charlie Kirk has often debated topics related to transgender rights, particularly in areas such as sports and education. He has questioned the fairness of allowing transgender women to compete in women's sports and has expressed concerns about policies that allow minors to undergo medical transitions without parental consent. I absolutely 100% agree with Charlie Kirk about transgender because in this world, you're either born a male or you're born a female. There's no switching that around. I want to be a millionaire one day, but I can't be a millionaire one day. I have to earn being a millionaire. But scientifically, you're either born a male or a female. You're either born with a penis or a vagina. There's no way around that. And I agree with Charlie Kirk on that. Now, he was an advocacy for free speech. A significant part of Kirk's discourse involves advocating for free speech, including the right to express views that might be unpopular or controversial. He often argues that conservative voices are marginalized in discussions about LGBTQ issues. Engagement with the LGBTQ plus community. While Kirk's views may not align with progressive stances on LGBTQ issues, he has engaged in debates and discussions with individuals and advocates. These interactions are part of his broader effort to promote conservative principles and foster dialogue on college campuses and beyond. In summary, Charlie Kirk's views on the LGBTQ community are rooted in traditional conservative values, focusing on religious freedom, free speech, and the preservation of traditional family structures. And that is his views on LGBTQ community. So now, before we get into the meat of our show, I want to share my thoughts on Charlie Kirk. Charlie Kirk sounds like he was a very intelligent young man. He sounds like a man that is very smart. He loves America, he loves the American way, and he loves freedom. And he definitely has a lot of policies that I 100% agree with, especially the immigration part. I 100% agree on him. We should not be allowing people from third world countries crossing our borders, because when these people are crossing our borders, they're coming in here illegally, committing crimes, raping people, killing people, and damaging America. I agree with Charlie Kirk that we need to strengthen our immigration policies. Let's take a look what happened over the past few years with people immigrating under the presidency of Joe Biden and Kamala Harris. We've had people from South America come in here and steal from celebrities like Patrick Mahomes. We've had people from South America come in here and rape and kill people. It is outrageous that that was allowed to happen under Joe Biden and Kamala Harris. But I definitely agree with Charlie Kirk on immigration. I also agree with him on the transgender issues. I don't think biological males should be playing female sports. And I also think that biological females should not be playing male sports. It's common sense, folks. You're either born a male with a penis or you're born a female with a vagina. It is common sense. Anything else is just mental illness, in my personal opinion. But those are my thoughts on Charlie Kirk. I watched some of his podcasts, and I think he's a very smart man, a very nice man, someone that I think is a great guy. He probably would have been a great friend to so many people. But unfortunately, he was killed and assassinated by someone that was dating a tranny, unfortunately. All right, coming up next, we're going to talk about some of the controversies that Charlie Kirk faced, and then we'll talk about the assassination of Charlie Kirk. Guys, can you believe Thanksgiving is only 6 days away? Next week it is Thanksgiving, and Saturday with Dallas Cardinale proudly presents the fourth annual Thanksgiving Day live stream. Happy Thanksgiving from yours truly, Alex Cardinale. I'm excited to announce Saturday with Alex Cardinale proudly presents Thanksgiving Day 2025 with Alex Cardinale live on Thanksgiving morning, 10 a.m. Eastern, 7 a.m. Pacific. Come join me, Alex Cardinale, as I get you ready for the big turkey day this year with a very special Thanksgiving Day with Dallas Cardinale live stream. Get some delicious last minute Thanksgiving dinner tips and tricks. Get some delicious turkey cooking tips from Chef Alex. Plus, Chef Alex will give you leftover turkey ideas. I, Alex Cardinale, will preview NFL on Thanksgiving Day. Get Thanksgiving jokes and a whole lot more. Saturday with Dallas Cardinale proudly presents Thanksgiving Day with Dallas Cardinale. Lives on Thanksgiving Day, 10 a.m. Eastern, 7 a.m. Pacific, right here on YouTube channel, Alice Cardinale Entertainment. Alright, so what has made Charlie Kirk a controversial figure? Let's find out right now. Charlie Kirk is outspoken about his conservative beliefs, often using provocative language to criticize liberal policies and figures. His strong opinions on topics such as taxation, immigration, and free speech have garnered both support and criticism. Some view his rhetoric as decisive or inflammatory, particularly when it comes to issues like race and gender. Turning Point USA tactics. Turning Point USA, under Charlie Kirk's leadership, has employed aggressive tactics to spread its message, including the use of social media campaigns, viral videos, and campus events. Critics argue that some of these methods are designed to provoke outrage or manipulate facts to gain attention. The organization has also been accused of creating a hostile environment on campuses by targeting professors and students who hold opposing views. Controversial statements and actions. Charlie Kirk has made several statements and taken actions that have sparked controversy. For example, his comments on topics like the COVID-19 pandemic, election integrity, and social justice movements have been criticized for spreading misinformation or fostering division. Additionally, his alignment with some far right figures and groups has drawn scrutiny and raised questions about the broader implications of his influence. Polarization of American politics. In the current climate of American politics, figures like Charlie Kirk often become lightning rods for controversy due to the intense polarization between conservatives and liberals. Kirk's unapologetic approach and refusal to back down in the face of criticism make him a prominent figure in the cultural wars, but also ensure that he remains a divisive character. Impact on young voters. Charlie Kirk's influence on young voters is another source of controversy. Supporters argue that he is energizing a new generation of conservatives and providing a counterbalance to liberal dominance on college campuses. However, detractors worry that his approach encourages polarization and discourages constructive dialogue among young people. In summary, Charlie Kirk's controversy stems from his outspoken political views, the tactics of Turning Point USA, his statements and actions, and his role in the broader polarization of American politics. While he has undeniably made a significant impact on conservative activism, his methods and message continue to provoke debate. And that is why Charlie Kirk is a controversial figure. Well, coming up next here on Keeping It Real with Dallas Cardinale is our main event, our main topic for the show, the assassination of Charlie Kirk. But right now, I'm inviting you to my Black Friday live stream taking place tomorrow. Or, excuse me, taking place 1 week from tomorrow. Get ready for the official start of Christmas. The official start of Christmas is Black Friday. Saturday with Dallas Cardinale is proud to present Black Friday 2025 with Alice Cardinale, airing live Black Friday, November 29th, 2025, 10 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Pacific, on YouTube channel Alice Cardinale Entertainment. Join me, Alice Cardinale, live on Black Friday for a very special Christmas-themed episode. Learn about the biggest and best Black Friday deals of the year. Learn why you should support small businesses. Learn about the NFL Black Friday game and get a complete recap between the Eagles and Bears. Plus, Aqua Alex will discuss a Christmas-themed fish and a whole lot more. It's going to be a fun Black Friday. So, come join Alex Cardinale after your Black Friday shopping on Black Friday night, 10 p.m. Eastern, 7 Pacific, for Black Friday with Dallas Cardinale. Alright, right now we're going to talk about the assassination of Charlie Kirk. On September 10th, 2025, Charlie Kirk, an American right-wing political activist, was assassinated while addressing an audience on the campus of Utah Valley University. Valley University in Orem, Utah, United States. The outdoor event was the first stop of the fall 2025 season for the American Comeback Tour, a speaking and debate series planned by Turning Point USA, a conservative youth organization that he co founded. Charlie Kirk was fatally shot in the neck while engaging with an audience member about mass shootings in the United States by a sniper on the roof of a building approximately 142 yards away from him. The next day, the accused shooter, 22-year-old Tyler James Robinson, surrendered himself to the local sheriff. Prosecutors charged Robinson with murder on September 16th and announced they would seek a death penalty, alleging the attack was politically motivated. The assassination was highlighted as an instance of increasing political violence within the United States and was condemned by national and foreign leaders. Video footage of the shooting spread rapidly on social media, and reactions ranged from heartfelt messages expressing anguish about the political climate to sharply partisan comments and celebrations of his death. President Donald Trump, members of the Republican Party, and other conservative figures blame members of the Democratic Party and left wing or liberal beliefs before a suspect was in custody or a motive was identified. The Trump administration called for a crackdown against what it called political extremism on the left, which was widely criticized by free speech advocates and legal experts as using the assassination as a pretext to silence political opposition. A campaign by right wing organizations and U.S. government agencies resulted in mass firings and disciplinary actions against people seen as celebrating Kirk's death or making critical comments about him in the aftermath of the assassination. Now, let me say this about people who were celebrating the death of Charlie Kirk. You, my friends, are assholes. You are evil, maniacal people, and you are assholes celebrating the death of a young man, a father of girls. So if anyone celebrates the death of someone, regardless of their political views, you are sick, twisted individuals. I've seen people posting on Twitter and social media celebrating the death of Charlie Kirk, and it absolutely made me sick. It made me sick, and it made me realize that Democrats really are idiotic people. They really are. Now, Charlie Kirk's memorial service was held at State Farm Stadium on September 21st, 2025. We're going to take one more quick break, and right now on the screen, you're going to see a QR code. That QR code is going to take you to my Cameo website where you can get customized video greetings. Here's some more about my Cameo. Hey everyone, Alex Cardinale here, or you may know me as Aqua Alex, Chef Alex, Detective Alex, or WWE fan Alex. Either way, I am on Cameo, and I would love to make a cameo for you. Whether it be a birthday greeting, a special occasion, whether you're celebrating an anniversary or a milestone, I would be honored to make a video for your anniversary or your milestone. I could also do cooking videos, I can also do wrestling videos, I can also do fish keeping videos for you. Check me out on Cameo, cameo.com/Aqua Alex Cardinale. I'd be happy to make you a cameo. Alright, so now we're going to take a look at the timeline of events on September 10th, the day that Charlie Kirk was assassinated. Officials state the suspected gunman arrived on campus in a gray Dodge Challenger at 8:29 a.m. Mountain Time. Security camera footage examined by investigators showed that he was dressed differently than he was around the time of the shooting. Investigators said that the suspect reappeared on video at around 11:50 a.m. when he moved through a grassy area into a parking lot just north of the campus. He was wearing a black shirt with the United States flag at its center, a dark baseball cap, and large sunglasses. At 11:53 a.m., he stopped at the top of some stairs and pulled out his phone before proceeding down into a pedestrian tunnel. Still images released by the FBI show him ascending a stairwell in a parking garage adjacent to the tunnel. The speaking event began at noon with about 3,000 people in attendance. Authorities said the suspected gunman was seen at 12:02 p.m. walking on the north side of the Lou Center, where they said he would later shoot Kirk from the roof. Charlie Kirk appeared at the event at about 12:09 p.m. and started throwing hats into the crowd. Then, at 12:11 p.m., he began speaking. According to an affidavit, the suspect entered the Lou Center from the southeast side and was seen ascending the stairs next to the building 13 minutes later. The stairs connected with the public walkway adjacent to the roof, and surveillance video showed the suspect cross the railing from the walkway onto the roof at about 12:15 p.m. He disappeared from view for a short time before running across the room, then crawling into the suspected shooting position. Investigators said that by 12:22 p.m., the suspected shooter was in position on the roof, lying on his stomach, facing the location where Charlie Kirk was speaking, about 430 feet away. Sitting under a tent displaying the tour title, Charlie Kirk engaged in a back and forth discussion with Hunter Kozak, a UVU student, about mass shootings in the United States. Kozak asked, "Do you know how many transgender Americans have been mass shooters over the last 10 years?" To which Charlie Kirk replied, "Too many." Kozak followed up with, "Do you know how many mass shooters there have been in the United States of America over the last 10 years?" And Kirk's last words before being shot were his reply, "Counting or not counting gang violence," to which then Kozak said, "Great," with Kirk immediately being struck afterwards. At 12:23 p.m., Charlie Kirk was shot in the neck with a single bullet, which investigators believe had come from the roof of the Luce Center. Emma Pitts, a desert news reporter who witnessed the event, told NPR, "I just saw so much blood come out of the left side of Charlie's neck, and then he went limp." Former U.S. Representative Jason Chaps, who was in attendance, said as soon as the shot went out, everyone hit the deck and everyone started scattering and yelling and screaming. At 12:23, six men carried Kirk to an SUV, which took him to the regional hospital in Orem, where he was later pronounced dead. His death was announced by Donald Trump at 2:40 p.m. on Truth Social. And obviously, Donald Trump is our president. Video footage also surfaced on the suspected shooter running from the south corner of the Lewis Center roof, where he purportedly shot Kirk to the north corner, where the ground was higher and he could hang from the edge of the roof and drop to the ground, which occurred at about 12:24 p.m. So after he shot Charlie Kirk, he jumped down to the ground. Palm prints were later found at the edge of the roof, as well as smudges from which samples were collected to look for DNA evidence. A footprint was found on the ground, which showed he was wearing Converse sneakers. He then moved into a wooded area north of the campus, where a rifle with a scope on top and containing inscribed bullet casings were later found. And that, unfortunately, was the assassination of Charlie Kirk. Now, Charlie Kirk was assassinated by a mentally ill individual because this individual was in love with a biological male pretending to be a woman. He was in love with a transvestite. So I guess just like San Jose, the men in Utah is where the men are men and so aren't the women. Just kidding. That's a joke from Sergeant Slaughter. But anyway, it is very, very sad that Charlie Kirk got assassinated at such a young age. He was only 31 years old. He was just weeks away from his 32nd birthday, and he was a father of two young daughters. Very, very tragic. It is sad how the Democrats are very evil, manipulative, and degrading. Just because they don't get their way, they resort to violence. That is terrible. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you enjoyed this episode of Keeping It Real with Alex Cardinale. And just like the title says, Alex Cardinale Unfiltered. I kept it 100% real with you guys tonight, and I shared my true thoughts and where I stand on the Charlie Kirk assassination. It is evil. So before I wrap up the show, I want to let everyone know I appreciate your views. Thank you so much for watching. Rest in peace, Charlie Kirk. You are a true American hero and a true American patriot to me and millions of people around the country. All true Americans are going to be thankful for your efforts. Trust me. With that being said, rest in peace, Charlie Kirk, and thank you for watching this episode of Keeping It Real with me, Alex Cardinale, live from Port St. Lucie. Thank you guys for watching all around the world, and I'll see you on the next episode of Keeping It Real. Stay safe, everyone, and remember, love your loved ones because you never know when it could be their last day on Earth. Good night, everybody. Thank you for watching this episode of Alex Cardinale Entertainment. I hope you enjoyed the video. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody.
This Thanksgiving, we celebrate connection, gratitude, and the beauty of giving. Thank you for being part of our journey.